Well, hello and welcome to another edition of I Want You to Open Your Window Right Now. Coming to you live from my den of iniquity where I do all my big thinking. And I have to tell you, this is, let me show you one of these graphics that really spoke to me this week. 2 months ago it was, oh my God, the Russians. 1 month ago it was, oh my God, North Korea. Last week it was, oh my God, the Nazis. And here's me just sitting here like, turn off your TV, man, right? Does that sound familiar? That one really spoke to me, I have to be honest. Anyway, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. I did a video last week kind of sharing some of my thoughts about the Charlottesville thing we were being presented with. And, you know, I think that the distrust in the media has gotten so big that it's not that big of a sell. It's not that tall of a sell for anybody that's paying attention to realize that, you know, what you're being presented on the mainstream, on CNN, on New York Times, Washington Post, even to a lesser extent by the Wall Street Journal and Fox News and CBS and ABC. These companies are so, they have such a distorted viewpoint of what's going on, such a very narrow and myopic focus on a little subset of issues, racism, sexism, inequality, all that stuff. Look, nobody's championing that, certainly not here. I see, you know, so-called Nazis or white supremacists. I'm disgusted like any rational person. But, you know, let's talk a little bit about this media coverage, because I think more and more people are starting to understand that this is crap. Now, look at this little presentation on who owns the media. This is something that a lot of people don't realize, but it's very important to remember. So why don't we check this out together, and then we'll talk more about it. Quick presentation on who owns the mainstream media, newspapers, radio stations, television stations, cable stations, etc.
In the early 1980s, roughly 50 different companies owned 90% of American media. By 1992, that number had dropped to less than 24. And in recent years, that same 90% has fallen to just 6 major conglomerates. Although various mergers and layers of external control make this an inexact number, most of the big 6 hold interests in film production, cable and broadcast television, news, sports, music, and online streaming. So, who exactly controls the media? As of 2015, the largest media company in the world by revenue is Comcast. According
Breaking up.
to the SEC, in 2014, they reportedly made nearly $69 billion. Like the other conglomerates, Comcast owns nearly every step in media production and distribution. In fact, Comcast is the single largest cable provider on Earth. Content is created through subsidiaries like NBC Universal, which is then broadcast over TV and the internet through Xfinity. Comcast is also a major internet service provider, covering more than half of all U.S. broadband customers. Even online streaming giant Hulu is jointly owned by 3 of the big 6. The next largest conglomerate is the Walt Disney Company, with reportedly roughly $48 billion in revenue. Disney has holdings in theme parks, movie studios, and diverse television networks such as ABC, A&E, and ESPN. They also own a number of legacy companies like Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, and Lucasfilms of the Star Wars franchise. The third of the big 6 is 21st Century Fox, which emerged in 2013 as a spin-off of Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. Today, Fox makes about $32 billion a year and is predominantly focused on film and television, including Fox News Channel, which made nearly $800 million in ad revenue in 2014. The last independent conglomerate is Time Warner, with revenues of about $27 billion. In the 1990s, they were the largest media company in the world, but an unsuccessful merger with AOL at the peak of the dot-com bubble made them lose nearly $100 billion in 2002. Since then, AOL and Time Inc., as well as Time Warner's entire cable division, have become separate companies. Because they are now unrelated, Time Warner and Time Warner Cable are the 4th and 5th largest media companies in the world, according to Forbes. Finally, the last 2 are CBS and Viacom. In 2013, they reported about $14 to $15 billion in revenue each. They used to be a single company controlled by National Amusements, a movie theater chain. Today, although they are individually held, National Amusements owners have enough stock in both to effectively dictate control. So in a way, there aren't even 6 conglomerates, but 5. Or maybe there are 7. Some, including Time Warner's former vice chairman Ted Turner, have said media conglomerates have become oligopolies and that they
Right.
stifle innovation. But others point out that they can also provide a greater global reach for smaller and newer companies. In fact, I work for one of those newer companies, Fusion, which is partially owned by ABC Disney. Check out my mini documentary about independent citizen journalists in Brazil challenging Rio's police brutality. This complex of favelas was once firmly in the hands of the Red Command, a notorious narco-trafficking gang. But police have established an occupation force here, part of the government's controversial urban pacification initiative. Don't forget to like and subscribe to TestTube News, and make sure to check out my channel, Timcast. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
So I'd like to give a little shout out to that report, and I'll be sure to link that in the description because I thought it was really well done. But it gives you the picture, for those of you who haven't been following it, is that all of the networks, all of the newspapers, media companies, they're all owned by some of the largest corporations in the world: Disney, Time Warner, Comcast, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. With consolidation comes efficiency and broader reach, like he pointed out, as long as you stay in their good graces. But the problem comes when they decide that they'd like to take society in a particular direction vis-a-vis, you know, politically correct, sort of a groupthink mentality. And that's how you end up in a media landscape where we are now, where you don't get like a fair shake of what's going on. What you get is the groupthink, the inside baseball groupthink with a lot of hired guns, like your major news anchors, your major newspapers that are now being bought by oligarchs, like, you know, Bezos has purchased the Washington Post, as you know. And like it or not, ownership of media definitely comes with the strings and the sensibilities of those people who are doing the control, to say nothing of the problem with the advertisers. Now let's take a look. So what people have been doing in response is they've been cutting their cable in record numbers, okay, and finding their own content online. And YouTube has enjoyed tremendous growth. But over the last year or so, basically since the heat of the election campaign and the decision by the mainstream to start talking about this fake news meme, there's been a big movement to start censoring internet video and blog content by these corporations. And as you know, YouTube is owned by Google. It's clearly oligopoly controlled. And last summer, they announced the beginning of a new program called YouTube Heroes. Let me just show you the little promo that they ran. The idea behind YouTube Heroes is that the community of YouTube, right? Oh, we're all one big community of creators and viewers. Well, the viewers are going to get to go around and click on things they find offensive. And then YouTube is going to empower those groups to have things pulled down without anybody even reviewing it. And they keep the rules all vague. So check out the promo when they announce this program. Oh, you can mass flag. You see that? Not just flag videos, you can mass flag them. So if there's something you don't want to be talked about, Antifa, for example, or Charlottesville, the left attacked also, you could just search for any video with that title and just mass flag them. How powerful is that in the wrong hands? Well, it all just sounds wonderful, right? I mean, who could be against something like that? It's like getting the users involved in policing their own community. The problem is, if the problem doesn't like jump right out at you there from watching that, then maybe this very helpful parody version will help you understand the concerns that those of us who are historically aware of how censorship works, this sort of jumps out at us when we see a program like this. Take a look.
You work hard to make YouTube better for advertisers. And like all social justice warriors, you deserve a safe space where everyone agrees with you. Welcome to YouTube Heroes. Albert Einstein once said, for freedom of expression, there must be a spirit of tolerance in the population. Well, he was so stupid because creators should not be allowed to say things you don't like. Get ready to climb the ranks of our regime by working hard and earning not money, even better, points. You can gain points when you add captions or subtitles to a video. Captions tell us if a video contains profanity, opinions, and other things advertisers don't like. Gain additional points by flagging videos of people you don't like. Broadcast propaganda to others.
This person, he just sexually harassed me.
Level 1, become an informant. Access the fascist dashboard, the Fashboard. Level 2, prove your obedience through continued training. Learn how to profile creators. Recruit others to join us. Congratulations, you've been promoted to SS. Now you can mass flag videos without even watching them. And mark creators you don't like as enemies of the site. And then send them to labor camps, where they'll make videos for free, demonetized as not advertiser friendly. Keep working and get promoted to level 4, General, where you can lead your own army of SS soldiers and command YouTube staff to delete channels. Level 5, become Führer. You can now impose strict rules. All must
I love
follow.
the mustache. I love the mustache.
Except for you and your friends, of course.
Okay, my first rule is no more ads.
Great, we have YouTube Red available for $9.95.
No, I want no ads and for free.
But the creators you love won't be able to earn a living.
I don't care. I'm entitled.
Why did I trust you idiots to police this site? YouTube Heroes, because allowing the extremely biased to police others always turns out great.
That always turns out great.
Hey, what's up,
doesn't
guys?
it?
It's Scares here, and today we have a new video. And the first story here comes from Killer Keemstar. You guys probably...
All right, yeah, that always turns out great, right? When we get citizens to turn on each other and inform on each other. So I think hopefully you can see, like, those were rolled out last year. The parody came right behind the original. I took note of it. I cut my cable approximately 3 years ago. I try not to watch too much mainstream. I do read quite a bit of my news online. I subscribe to several columnists, and I read several dailies. And I do watch a lot of YouTube curators, meaning people who have channels, and they put together interviews and content. So, you know, YouTube it has been really a great platform, because you can kind of, you know, it's you on TV. It's YouTube. So that's the point. That's the promise. And I don't know why anyone would think that things should be generally acceptable. You know, if anything, the solution to YouTube's problem is that, you know, McDonald's doesn't want to sponsor a video about Nazis. But doesn't the answer to that mean that you give more transparencies to the advertisers, so they can see what's happening, not that you restrict the content and demonetize it based on a whim? And as we know, like, it would be easy if we made it objective, if they published an objective standard that said anything that is promotes racial intolerance or whatever. But that's not what they do. They make it subjective, and then they put it onto the crowdsource. And unfortunately, with the mainstream media being controlled by these corporations, the useful idiots that just buy into that stuff, and like Antifa, the group Antifa supposedly stands for anti-fascist. So what do? They go around when Milo is going to give a speech at Berkeley, and they have a riot, and they physically prevent him from being able to speak. That sounds pretty fascist to me. Like, the way our system works with the First Amendment and the free speech and the guaranteed civil liberties from the Creator and recognized by the state, not given by the state, right? That's the 1776 system. What the answer for someone who's spewing out hate is to contradict them across the street. So you don't like what's going down at the Trump rally? You don't like what they're saying? That's cool. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But you don't go into the Trump rally and start a fight and try to disrupt it, or like they did in Chicago, swarm 1 million people into the parking lot and throw a riot to prevent the event from taking place, right? If the KKK is giving a rant on the corner, you let him speak, and then you set up across the street and say, listen to that guy. That's hate. You really want to be part of that? Turn away from that, and you put out the truth. That's how free speech works. It's like there's no suppression of the ideas. People are allowed to be stupid. They're allowed to be racist. They're allowed to be idiotic. And then you put the truth out, and then the people can find the truth. We're really veering dangerously close to the concept of an official truth, right? An uncontradictable truth. Like, you're a climate change denier. Well, show me the evidence that, the human activity is causing this, and that your proposed solutions will in any way alter the results. And then they're like, what are you, a denier? But they don't answer the fucking question, you notice? So it's really getting to the point where we have like state-sanctioned and even worse, corporate-sanctioned opinion, right? Which is enforced in our society. And so over the last few years, lots of people like you and me have turned away from mainstream media, and we've gone online. And YouTube, among others, has been a great platform for this because it's peer-to-peer communication, so people can share ideas, put together things, and find an audience. And it's not like it's broadcast. Am I right? It's not broadcast. It's opt-in communication. So why is there a need for censorship? No one's going to get offended that doesn't want to listen to what you're saying because they don't have to watch it. It's not being broadcast on Channel 7 or whatever. I don't understand why censorship would even be contemplated in this situation. Sorry, I've had a little stuffy nose. I'm having a little allergies this summer. Okay, so this all happened months ago. It was in the context of that I began to start my channel. And I just thought it was time to speak out, and I don't know if I'm going to become like a famous YouTuber or anything, but, I wanted to go ahead and start making this a two-way communication stream. Well, now let me just tell you about my friend. So how is this all shaken out? Well, first of all, the idea that YouTube would just let their people do it, what's starting to happen is you're getting the big YouTube content creators that have 1 million subscribers, that have 150,000 subscribers. I subscribe to probably 30 channels like that I have gotten to know the people who run them, and I enjoy hearing their point of view. I subscribe, and then I listen to them, and that fills in the gap. I used to watch a lot of TV, mainstream media commentary, and now I kind of get it without the filter. It's great. I think it's great. But friends, we're going to have to start doing an alternate platform. Preferably one that you create yourself, like own the URL and have it yourself. We got to get out of these what we call mainstream internet ghettos, like YouTube, like Facebook. People that have the ability to, if they don't like what you say, they just shut you down, right? They don't put the truth out. They don't bother. So you think Trump's not a racist? You think that Antifa caused the violence at Charlottesville last week? You think that they're lying to you about their intentions in Syria, North Korea? You think that they're being dishonest about economic issues, the dollar, interest rates, the control, the way the banks are treated versus the way the consumer is treated? You want to express any opinions like that? Demonetized, right? So people on YouTube have been able to build a following through that model. But it's not just the advertisers complaining, it's YouTube preemptively using their power to enforce what they consider to be proper dogma in our society. Now just look at their own, an internal Googler, you can Google this. The guy wrote a memo about how, and he was an inside guy, he just kind of put this out. It was like thinking out loud, like, hey guys, like, some of our policies vis-a-vis equality and all are really having a harmful effect on the company. You know, it's like equal opportunity, openness to opportunity for everyone is what we should be striving for. But it's almost like we're striving for sort of guaranteed statistical results or something. And maybe we need to rethink that. And for uttering such a blasphemy, he was terminated. Like, as soon as it hit the mainstream, he was terminated because they can't have that. And that's at Google. That's the company that owns YouTube. Okay? That's the people that are pulling these strings. So I've been watching this very carefully. A lot of the people I subscribe to have started to ask their viewers to donate. You know, you do micro donations on platforms like Patreon or through PayPal or stuff like that. And other people are moving to microblogger sites that compete with Twitter, like Steemit, you know, things like that. Basically just trying to go to other platforms. And for example, I do this YouTube channel, but I also simulcast it on vid.me because this is more of a censorship-free channel. And I'm not going to leave all my archive stuff only up on YouTube where no one can find it if YouTube decides that I say something they don't like. Fuck you if you don't like it, you know? What, are you going to take me down? Or they just hit you in the ad revenue? So people are doing this as a career. So anyway, I do believe this is having a chilling effect on political discussion. It's having a chilling effect in many areas. But one of the guys I subscribe to on YouTube, it was just for entertainment. And let me introduce you to him now. It's this channel called UDY, and his thing is called UDY Pranks. And I think the UDY stands for understated, or unique, or understated, distinct, and young, I believe. But this guy's got a lot of spirit. I really like his stuff. And he had a series of videos. He got 1 million subscribers over the last year or two. And I watched this stuff, and I enjoyed it. It was entertainment for me, no doubt. Kind of battle of the sexes type content here. And this guy had 1 million subscribers. He quit his job. He used to work at Subway. He's shown a lot throughout his channels, his girlfriend, his family, and his friends. But the basic premise is that they did gold digger tests, right? So they would go out and similar to like the program Cheaters, they would have a guy come to him and say, I'm worried that my girlfriend is not really into me for the right reasons. So they would contrive several interactions with this girl where she would be propositioned by seemingly wealthy individuals, and it would be sort of a loyalty test. And this became a series. I think he did 30 or 40 of them. And I enjoyed them all. They were funny, and they were not done in a cruel manner. A lot of time you saw him rooting for his friend, hoping that, you know, it would not be proven that the woman was into him for the wrong reasons. And even afterwards, he would confront the woman, the target, and afterwards, and it was actually sometimes very compassionate. It was very human, and I suppose it's a tad controversial. But I'm going to show you just a little sample. We won't watch the 19 minutes. I'll have it linked in the description. You can decide for yourself. But this guy has been totally trashed by this new system. And I want to give you a little sample of what his program was about, and the fact that the program is no longer being produced because of this new form of censorship. So let's take a look at what the program was all about.
Gold digger test in this series may be filmed weeks prior to the upload.
Here we go.
The gold digger test in this series may be filmed weeks prior to the upload. The resulting confrontation were shot a couple of days beforehand as well. So I hope you guys have your talkies, because you guys already know this shit's gonna be good. In this series.
So that's one of the things I want to show you is that the production quality of this stuff was excellent. I mean, like I said, this young man, I think he's about 22, if I'm not mistaken, as of 2017, and he quit his job. This is what they did full time. He had friends involved. They rented expensive equipment. Check this out, man. Like, he'll set it up for you, but I just wanted to pause right there so you could see what I'm saying. It's like the production value was very good.
Or not, in order to be respectful.
So listen to what he says here. This is really good.
In this series, I place an emoji on all of our targets, whether they end up being a gold digger or not, in order to be respectful, prevent any defamation, and keep you all guessing. Oh yeah, I also don't want to get sued. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Catching Gold Diggers. Today, I am chilling here with the homie Avery, who's here because he's ready to move out with his girlfriend. However, he has some doubts that his girlfriend might be a gold digger, and he doesn't want to move in with her until he's for sure certain that she isn't. What's up, Avery? How you doing?
Good, man.
So first question, man. Why the hell would you want to move out with your girlfriend? Why would you do that to yourself? You know how expensive that's going to get? I'm just kidding, guys. That is actually a very beautiful step, and I think you should take that. But I think you are doing the right thing because you do have some doubts by coming to us and making sure that she is solid. Which leads to my second question. What doubts do you have, or what makes you think that she's a gold digger?
It was just one particular incident. We were at the mall. She saw a really nice necklace she wanted. I didn't get it for her. She got really pissed off about it.
How much was the necklace?
A lot. And there was an ongoing thing.
That's not a small incident then if it was a lot.
Yeah.
Did she work?
Yeah.
Okay, then why doesn't she like buy it herself?
That's what I'm
Or
saying.
put it on credit or something. I think she wanted to save money. We're going to find out if she really wanted to save money or if she actually is a gold digger because Avery has given us this file with some basic information on his girlfriend, Cassie. In this file are stuff including her likes, her dislikes, and also some important upcoming dates that she has coming up and her regular routines and what she does and what time she goes in, out of work, etc., etc., etc. We're going to use this information to construct 3 gold digger tests to put his girlfriend Cassie to the test. But before we go any further, Avery, I want to make sure that you're not here for the $500 that we offer if she passes all 3 tests. So first, I need to make sure that you're not a gold digger.
Okay.
Here's the golden shovel right here. I need you to place your left hand on that shovel head right there and raise this right hand in the air and do so solemnly swear to myself and to all of our viewers watching right now that 1, you haven't told Cassie about what we're about to do to set this entire thing up, and 2, you will not tell her that she's about to be put to 3 gold digger tests.
I swear.
Ooh, perfect. And I believe you. I believe you. All right, guys. So as you guys know, if Cassie passes test number 1, you get $50. If she passes test number 2, Avery, you get $150. And if she passes test number 3, then you get $300. So you could win a total of $500 to spend with your girlfriend, not for yourself. To spend with your girlfriend because she's not a gold digger, so you want to take her out, you know. So if everything goes according to plan, we should be meeting back here within the next, I want to say, 3 to 4 weeks around there, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
No, you can leave. No, no, I'm serious. Like leave the house. Like you're done. Like I don't need you here anymore.
So I just want to take a break here and just say that this UDY Pranks channel, this guy, his name escapes me just at the moment. No offense. I'm going to link him in the description. I encourage you guys to check out his channel, UDY Pranks. He's hilarious. I love the energy that he puts into this. I love the sincerity that he has. He's actually a very nice person, and he has some political views. I think he was kind of an anti-Trumper, and I don't really vibe with that, but that doesn't matter. From where he lives and from his life experience, I'm not mad at him for not vibing. I think if him and I could have a conversation, you know, I'd be his favorite Trump supporters. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying I think he puts tremendous energy, and look at the professional job he does doing the video. You get a very upbeat, he puts a lot of himself into the work. That's all I'm saying. Let's see how you, what did you think of the basic setup? Basically, one of his bros comes to him. He runs this show. It is well produced. The guy gets a chance to hopefully laugh about it when she passes all 3 tests. Let's see how it goes.
This is the info we're going to be constructing our tests around. On Friday, Cassie leaves for the Inland Empire to visit some family for the weekend. We will arrive at the train station at 8:30 in the morning because her train leaves at 9. This is where we'll pull test number 1.
Hey, you look good.
You've got to be kidding me.
You look good.
Why am I wearing this?
Because you look good. You look like a pimp. Let me go check if she's still there. Okay, she's still there. Good. Just don't be nervous. You look good. You look fresh. You look like a baller, dude. Doesn't you look good?
This is a piano shot.
You look good. Okay, guys, so we are linked onto a phone call with Danny so that we can hear everything that he's about to tell Cassie. So, you got all your nerves out? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do your thing. How do you think he's gonna do?
I want you to see, notice how that they put an emoji. He said that at the beginning, but see, they put a little emoji icon on top of the woman's face so that, you know, they don't have her permission, so they're not going to expose her identity. This isn't about making anybody look bad. This isn't about hate, right? Okay, I just want to point that out.
Hey, what's up? I'm Daniel. It's very nice to meet you. What's your name? Guys, that's a very beautiful name. You're a very beautiful person. I was wondering if I could take you out and you'd like to go out with me. I'm a very wealthy man. I take care of myself, and I can take care of you.
Come on, Danny, you're wearing a suit. You're wearing $1 million ring. You can do this.
I'm a very luxurious man. This ring does not lie. Would you want to go out with me?
So what makes you think Danny's gonna do bad?
He looks funny.
He looks funny? He looks pimp. He looks like a magician, Loki.
Cassie runs sometimes by our neighborhood lake. To make sure she's running, we asked Avery a day prior to let us know if she is or isn't. Today he said she is, so we came early to set up our cameras and pull test number 2.
Joey is pulling this test, but he's a runner today, not a rapper. And we've also recruited the help of a homeless actor. Because we don't know which direction Cassie's going to be running from, this is Kitty. She's going to be hiding over here just in case Cassie runs from here. And me and Lester are going to go hide over there just in case Cassie runs from there. We're going to walkie the others just to let them know exactly where she's coming, and that way we're covered from either direction. And yeah.
She just ran past me. She's heading your way. Get ready. She's running kind of slow.
Roger that.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, I'm sorry to stop you from your run, but I think you're extremely beautiful.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you guys have any spare change?
I got you. How much you need?
Maybe $1 or something.
$1?
For this one, we thought it'd be interesting if Joey showed off not just his money, but also his very compassionate heart by giving the homeless man a bunch of money.
I got this Visa gift card, man. Go ahead and take that, man. It has like $1,500 in there.
$1,500? Are you serious?
I'm blessed, man. I like to bless others, so enjoy, man.
Thank you, man. You have no idea. God bless you.
Hey, likewise, man.
$1,500 gift card. Would that blow you away?
As I was saying, I think you're extremely beautiful, and I was wondering if I can get your number and maybe take you out.
What'd you think? That was smooth.
Yeah,
That was good. That was really good.
So you get the point of the show, right? You get the point.
Thanks to Avery, we found a Craigslist post of Cassie trying to sell her Sony camcorder, and thanks to us, she'll now be $60 richer. Since I'm buying it, I'm choosing the location to meet her. That way we have our cameras ready as we pull test number 3.
I pinned Cassie the location of exactly where she should meet me, and our camera guys are already there setting up, waiting for her to arrive, and I'm all dressed up because I am arriving in style. All right, so we are arriving at our destination. All the cameras are ready. She's here. Danny and Leslie are hiding, and I'm getting nervous. I don't know why I always get nervous, but I always get nervous. All right, guys, I need to hurry because she's been here supposedly for over 5 minutes. And this is no way. Here we go. Cassie?
Hey, Sergio. You have the camera?
Yes. I have my wallet in the car. Let's go get it, actually, so I can give you the cash. My little brother has been wanting that camera for so long. You're gonna make him so happy. Yeah. The almost mine.
That's yours?
Yeah. Why do you look so surprised?
Well, I didn't expect someone to pull an 11.
Wait, so when I pulled my test, I got that big ring pop. And Sergio gets a limo.
60, right? Can I see it? Sorry, just to make sure that it works and everything.
Of course. All good.
I am going to definitely take it. Okay, only question is now though, can you break 100?
No, I didn't bring any change with me. So,
What?
yeah.
Ah!
I mean, I don't think there's like a place that's nearby. We could probably just break it.
It's fine. I have places to be. You can keep the 100.
Are you sure?
I'm
If it's so far, we
I'm,
can
no,
break
I'm,
it.
it's yours.
Are you positive?
I am 100% positive. But what do you think of the whip?
It's very nice. It's neat to meet people showing up in limos.
Just me. You want to check it out from the inside?
Sure. You know, why not?
Come on in. Oh, God. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, no, it's really nice.
Oh, what are you up to today?
Just hanging out.
Chilling,
Good,
hanging
yeah.
out. That's cool. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
really
what
cool.
about you?
I just have a couple extra meetings that I gotta get to, but after that, I'm pretty much free. And yeah,
What do you do?
I'm a financial engineer. It's
Oh, well.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's pretty much a well-paying job.
Well, obviously, I mean, you're just showing up in a limo.
Do you want a water or something? A soda?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because it's hot outside, you know. And I don't mean to be rude, but I gotta get going right now.
Oh, yeah,
But
no.
I know that came off kind of rude, but
No.
I don't mean to be rude. But thank you for the camera. My little brother's gonna love it. He's gonna go freaking
thank
crazy
you.
for it. He's gonna use it to record like some videos that he wants to like post online or something like that. But hey, you know, like I don't know if this comes off as like too forward or anything, but I like you. I like you as a person. You have a very chill vibe to you, you know. And maybe we can go on a date or something, and we could go catch a movie or have a nice dinner, like maybe go on a yacht or something, you know. And then you could totally say no. It's fine if you don't want to go. Like I completely understand. But yeah, I don't know. We could do something like that, something fun, you know. Like it's up to you though. Like I mean, it's you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Next time I'll get the
All right, so there's the format of the show, right? And so you see that he's doing a good job, right? Like he really, the production quality is awesome. He actually edits the work. It's he puts a lot of energy, has a great presence. I really like this guy. I've really enjoyed his channel. And UDY, I'm totally stealing your content, but it's for a purpose. And I know this is a little bit of a longer video that I'm making, but I just really want to make the point that there's nothing wrong with this content. You know, it's creative. It's an expression of, you know, that sort of, I guess, battle of the sexes or whatever, but it's not inherently political, and it's not being done in a mean-spirited way. This is no more controversial than a program like Cheaters or The Dating Game, all of which has enjoyed mainstream advertiser support for decades and decades. No problem, no plausible reason to think that this is somehow bigoted or whatever, right? So let's see how it turns out. I mean, we don't have to watch necessarily the whole thing, but I'm sure if you're in my audience, you'll probably enjoy this. So let's keep it going and see how it turns out. And you'll see what I mean. The show has heart. Even though it is exploitative in nature, it's kind of reality in nature, it doesn't have the typical cynical tone that some of the stuff that you see on corporate media does. Let's keep watching just for the point.
All right, guys, so let me just refresh your guys' memory. A couple of weeks ago, me and Avery met up at this exact same table because we were going to put his girlfriend, Cassie, to the gold digger test. Now, Avery, let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you that your girlfriend is a gold digger?
I would say a 5.
So 50-50.
5, yeah.
Okay. Just to reiterate, guys, I'm sure you guys already know this. If Cassie passes scenario number 1, which is our simple test, you get $50. If she passes scenario number 2, you get $150. And if she passes scenario number 3, you get $300.
Let's do it.
That being said, you ready for test number 1?
Let's do it.
All right, so test number 1. Test number 1 was pulled by Danny, who always pulls our simple scenarios. Danny was dressed up as a pimp with a big old ring, and he basically just went up to your girl. Your girl was at the train station because it was the weekend that she was going to go visit her family. He went up to her and he said, "I think you're really beautiful. Can I have your number?" What do you think she's going to say?
No.
So you're 50-50, but you know she's going to say no to Danny 100%.
That's too simple. A pimp with a big old ring.
You got a big old ring right there.
Well, this is true, but he's not me.
All right, here we go.
I should have hit that.
Well, I'm a very luxurious man. This ring does not lie. Would you want to go out with me?
I have a boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you see how big this ring is, though? I'm worth $1 million. I just want to let you know this.
Okay.
I might seem like an awkward guy, but in reality, this makes up for it. I'll let you kiss the ring.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Here you go.
She said no. She said no. But that was test number 1, and as you guys know, test number 1 is our simple scenario. Ready for test number 2? Test number 2. Test number 2 was posed by Joey, who's playing a runner, who was stretching, who was intercepting your girlfriend on her motoring run by the lake. This was actually pretty cool because not only was Joey showing off his money, but he was also showing off his kindness. Your girlfriend came running down. Joey intercepted her. As he intercepted her, a homeless man came in and asked for money. And Joey, instead of just giving away some money, he gave away a $1,500 gift card. Here's scenario number 2.
Enjoy, man. Thank you, man. You have no idea. God bless you.
Hey, likewise, man. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, I think you're extremely beautiful, and I was wondering if I can get your number and maybe take you out.
Okay. Thank you, though. I need to get back to my friend.
All right, well, have a great day.
Wow.
She said no.
She loves me.
Damn, you're happy, man.
Hell yeah.
You're happy.
That's why I came on this show.
How do you think she's gonna do number 3? Test number 3.
I'm hoping the same.
Test number 3. So test number 3 is pulled by none other than test number 3 is our going all out scenario. So for this test, what happened was your girlfriend was obviously selling the camera. So what happened was I pinned her the location. The cameras are already there. Cameras were rolling, and I showed up in a limousine. But yeah. What do you think she's gonna say?
I'm still hoping for a no.
You'd be the first person on this show to ever do 3 out of 3. Well, she would be the first to pass all 3 times. You have confidence in her. Here we go. Test number 3.
Yeah, I don't know. We could do something like that, something fun, you know? Like it's up to you though. Like I mean, it's you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah.
We can just have fun. There's lots of new movies coming out, pretty good movies. And then like I said, we can make it a very romantic date or something.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Go.
Where'd you park?
I parked over the front, over there,
Why,
the street.
why didn't you park over here?
I actually nothing was over here.
Do you want me to like take you to your car? I mean, I don't mind you.
Yeah, you know what? Sure.
Go ahead, get inside. Yeah, you're welcome. Why would you park in the front when there's a ton of parking back here?
I didn't know.
You mind?
We're gonna drive.
Didn't see that coming.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, she went from housewife to hoe real quick.
I know. When we first met up, you mentioned that the whole reason why you wanted to do this is because you really wanted her to move in with you, but first you wanted to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still an option of her moving in?
No.
Not at all.
Can't move in with her now. No.
Why not?
I mean, if she'll do that once, who knows how many times she's done it in the past, or how many times she'll do it in the future.
She will. Exactly. She did it once. She could do it again and again and again and again and again. But what's your plan from here? Like, do you want to? Are you gonna?
I don't think I can be with her anymore.
You don't think so?
After seeing that, no. I don't think there's any way.
I got a bigger question to ask you then.
What's that?
Do you want to confront her right here, right now?
Right here, right now? I don't. What do you mean, like right here, right now?
She's here.
She's here. Right
She's
now.
here. She is here right now. She's not in here, but she's in the lobby. Thanks to Leslie, she thinks that she's here for an internship. So you have the opportunity to confront her right here, right now, or at least just bring up the conversation.
I want to confront her.
You do. Do you know exactly what you want to say?
Not really. But
Okay, just take a minute, man, and just know that out there, dude, I'm there to support you. So if you ever go blank, I'm going to be there, okay? Hey, Cassie, you know what's going on right now, right? You know why this is happening? You know why we're here?
No.
You don't know why you're here?
This is Avery.
I'm breaking up with you, Cassie.
Okay. What is this, like a joke or something? I don't get it.
Cassie,
a joke at all.
Cassie, you know exactly what you did.
No, I don't know what I did. I don't know why you're telling me this, Avery. I'm here for an internship. And all of a sudden you walk around the corner with a guy that bought my camera. I have no idea what's going on.
Cassie.
And you're recording it? And
Just come clean. Just come clean. Everybody in this room knows exactly what you did, and you know exactly what you did, too.
Again, I have no idea what's going on, and I have no idea what I did.
Cassie, there is no internship. There is no internship. The paper you're filling out is not for an internship. Your boyfriend and I are working together. The reason why you're here is because we wanted to see if you were a gold digger or not. And he saw the moment that you agreed to go on a date with me, and you know that you agreed to go on a date with me too. That's why you're here.
Is why I'm breaking.
That's why he's breaking up with you, and that's why this is happening.
Well, we didn't even go on a date.
Yeah, we didn't go on a date because I wasn't planning on taking you on a date because I was working with him. I wouldn't take you on a date when I clearly know you have a boyfriend. I respect the fact that you have a boyfriend. You don't respect the fact that you have a boyfriend.
We didn't go on a date because I didn't want to in the first place.
Then why were you all wet over his limousine and the fact that he's rich?
Exactly.
And why would you say yes, you would go on a date with him if you don't want to?
I only said yes because when we got in the limo, he shut the door.
Okay, that is such a lie. You want to check it out from the inside?
Sure, why not?
Come on in.
Because when we got in the limo, he shut the door. Because when we got in the limo, he shut the door.
Because when we got in the limo, he shut the door.
Literally video of your gold digging ass completely ignoring the fact that you have me, your boyfriend, and agreeing to go on a date with him.
Whatever, you're not listening.
Now you're gonna leave.
All I'm hearing is your excuses.
Now you're gonna leave.
Why don't you just man the fuck up and admit what you did? You're a gold digger.
No, I'm not a gold digger.
Yeah, you are a gold digger.
When you have a boyfriend and you agree to go on a date with somebody else because of money, that makes you a gold digger.
That's a gold digger. You're not gonna apologize, say anything.
That's probably the least you can do. Apologize.
You're just gonna play me and walk away. Nothing to say. Absolutely nothing to say.
That's tough stuff. All right, so there you go. There it is. Tough stuff. And you saw his Snapchat there. Let's see if I can get that to stop. I'll put a link to the channel in my video description. But I hope you can see what I mean there when I say that that it's definitely a little bit hard hitting, but it's no worse than things that are on corporate mainstream media like Cheaters or Cops or even Love Connection or one of those dating shows where it's cruel, and MTV had them on, and CBS has a bunch, and the advertisers have no trouble sponsoring this kind of content, no trouble at all. So one of the reasons why I'm showing you all this seems a little out of place on my channel, I know, is because this new idea of censorship that was announced last year, this YouTube Heroes, this show is over. It's over. You understand? They demonetized this show. He got 1 million subscribers. Look how many views this video has. The girlfriend confronted in the limousine, right? 1.1 million views, all right? 1.1 million views since April 4th. He has 1.1 million subscribers. That means all of his subscribers are actively engaged and actually watch his content. And look at the likes and dislikes, right? He has 31,300 likes on this video and 879 dislikes. Ladies and gentlemen, the people have spoken. There is a friggin' audience for this content, and corporate advertisers have paid for this kind of content very, very frequently over the last 30 years in American media. Okay? Those are the facts of the case. Now I'd like you to hear the video that my man UDY Pranks put out last week, where he describes what has happened to him since this new policy rolled out and has begun to be implemented over the last few months. Okay? Here he is, and this is that video was uploaded in April. This is from August 13th, just last week. And listen, I love this guy. I hope that he sees it and then he sends me a note. My channel's nothing compared to this guy, but basically his show is over. And I want you to hear how this YouTube Heroes or this new corporate censorship or this new, community standards guidelines, what this is the corporate and state squeezing in on you to try to control the way you think and speak and express yourself. The First Amendment, the Constitution, all directly under assault. And yeah, you can sit here and go, oh, that's a private platform. They can do what they like. They can. That's true. But not when they put themselves out there as YouTube and peer-to-peer global communication. Why do you need censorship on an opt-in platform? That's what I'm telling you, people. Don't marry yourself to YouTube. And we've got to get out of these internet ghettos that are sponsored by the oligarchs like Google and Facebook and CBS and Disney and all that. Screw all them. We got to go to independent platforms. Listen to what has happened to this guy. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've watched him build a 1 million subscriber platform and turn this into his career. And that is over now. Listen to this.
So I've talked about this on my social media before, and I've also talked about this in other videos, but now I figured I'll just make one entire video about this because a lot of you guys still have questions and you guys want answers as to what happened to my gold digger pranks, why I stopped doing them, why I can't do them, you know, like why I don't continue to do them if they were getting me millions of views and if they helped me reach 1 million subscribers. Well, in all honesty, it's because YouTube pretty much just wants to flush us out.
That's pretty
How
clear.
they're doing that is they're either placing low-paying ads onto our videos or they're placing no ads at all. Sometimes they're even blocking our videos or removing our videos. Right now, you guys are looking at a screenshot of the amount of money that I made on one of my gold digger pranks with over 1 million views. Here's another one. And here's another one. It seems like a lot, right? But in reality, it's not. Let's look at this gold digger video in particular, which has over 1.1 million views, but I only made $400 off of. The thing you guys have to remember about gold digger pranks is that unless you're rich or actually wealthy, they are expensive to do. In this video, I rented out a limousine. That limousine on its own cost me $300. But since time is the most valuable thing in the world, let's take that into consideration also. I spent 6 hours filming this video. Let's say my time is worth $10 an hour, so technically that's another $60 that I should have paid myself. I spent 10 hours editing the video, so that's technically another $100. But then I also have a team of 2, Danny and Leslie. They also spent 6 hours helping me film that video, so let's say their time is also worth $10 an hour, so hypothetically speaking, I should have paid them out $120. Let's add another $10 for the gas, and let's add another $15 for the lunch that we bought on that day. That puts us at making $0. In reality, we're now at negative $205. And this is what I mean by YouTube is trying to flush us out because they are purposely placing low-paying ads or no ads at all onto our video, which is not allowing us to even make our money back anymore. Now, when I realized that YouTube wasn't going to do anything to fix this or wasn't even going to change their standards anymore, what I decided to do was try to come up with a solution. So I went to look for sponsorships or looking for companies to try to back me up in exchange for promotion. But however, the same thing as the advertisers on YouTube, they didn't really want to be advertised on a channel with just gold digger pranks. They preferred advertising on vlogs. So then I tried to start up a Patreon and trying to get donations, but that didn't work out, which is not your guys' fault. I understand that I might have a younger age audience, but also at the same time, my YouTube is meant to be free, so we can't really expect you guys to pay for content or want to even donate to us. See, you guys got to remember that YouTube is my job. This is what I do for a living. And if I'm not making any money from my job, then I can't pay my bills. And if I can't pay my bills, then it means I got to be responsible and find another job, which means that I got to quit YouTube, which means that I end up losing all of you guys. See, guys, if my pranks were even making me just enough to barely even survive, I would continue on doing them. But the harsh reality is that YouTube has changed just so much. Pranks are getting washed out and they're not paying for them anymore. So if we spend $500, $1,000 on a video, we're never ever going to see that money back. At least not in a very long time. Which means that we had a decision to make. It was either continue on doing this and potentially quit YouTube, or we switch up our content and we try to bring you guys something just as good. And obviously, you guys know exactly what we decided to do. I hope what you guys fell in love with our gold digger pranks was our creativity, the way we created them, the way they were edited, the way we made it look like a TV show, but it wasn't really a TV show. Because if that's what you guys fell in love with, then trust me, with whatever we do in the future, I promise you guys that you guys are going to see that plus more. I know you guys absolutely loved our gold digger pranks. Trust me, I loved them too. I wish I could continue doing them, but you know what I love more than doing those pranks? You guys. So if it means that I have to sacrifice doing those pranks so that I don't lose all of you guys, then so be it. I don't even have to think about it. I prefer losing views on my videos than losing the ones that truly care about me and losing the ones that put a smile on my face by saying that I put a smile on their face. So again, I hope you guys can truly understand where we're coming from. And if you guys can't, then I'm sorry, but just know that we did everything that we possibly could. We even tried not titling the video as a gold digger prank. We even tried not even...
Now, one thing I'd like to add is I don't know how he's doing it, but it's great that he's got the dog playing in the background. It just adds some realism to his very earnest statement.
And tagging the video as a gold digger prank. But YouTube has this new program, and it's called YouTube Heroes. And if you want to read more about it, I'll link it in the description below. In that program, people, viewers, users are allowed to flag videos and report videos, and then YouTube reviews those videos that are flagged and reported, and then if they find them controversial, which they are going to find our Gold Digger pranks controversial, then they demonetize them anyways. So that basically means even if like I have haters that don't like my Gold Digger pranks, or if the people that I'm pranking, if they end up watching the video and they report it, or someone who finds the video offensive and whatnot, they can simply just flag it, report it, and then it will get demonetized, and then we're going to have to stop doing them anyways. It's a stupid program, I know, but when I tried to complain, all I kept getting was just this message here. This is just the new YouTube, guys, and unfortunately, because of that reason, we're not going to be able to keep on doing Gold Digger pranks, at least not for a while, at least not until YouTube changes things or looks at these pranks in a different manner. As opposed to seeing them as controversial, they see them more as entertaining and stuff, you know, if they ever do that. If they do, I promise you guys, that's when we will go back to doing these Gold Digger pranks. But for now, we're going to keep working hard every single day to bring you guys a daily video. Our new series of challenge...
All right, so there's a small businessman that's tap dancing as hard as he can and trying to tell you how he's gonna make it okay, even though essentially YouTube has crushed his business model. Now, this guy's an entrepreneur. All right, he put his heart into this. He invented something that vibed with people. It wasn't his first attempt. I've looked at his older personal channels, and back when he was a high school student pulling hijinks, that's why I liked it, because the guy's funny. That guy is gold, okay? He's going to be successful wherever he lands and whatever he does. But here you have Google. Don't be evil. Don't be evil, Google, right? That's their motto. Has basically just gone kaboom and slammed the door on this kid who's an entrepreneur, who did a lot of test research, who did all kinds of trial and error until he found and invented something that million people loved and subscribed to and watched faithfully. 1.1 million subscribers, 1.1 million views on that video. He had an audience, and YouTube said, F you. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. Now, I call that corporate censorship, corporate control over what you think, what you say, it's all around us. I tend to see it more in the political realm and how people are walking around saying, oh yeah, the white nationalists started a big fight in Charlottesville. You're like, yeah, but how come they were protesting there like all night and all day and everything was fine, but then Antifa showed up with masks and billy clubs, and 5 minutes later there was like a war in the street, and people are like, who's Antifa? You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, without alternative media, without independent voices, and without people telling the truth peer to peer, we're at the mercy of these freaking corporations just telling us whatever we want, whatever they want. And you can see our society's moving in this direction. In Europe, it's even worse. You can't even talk. They'll throw you in jail in Canada now if you say the wrong pronoun for a transgender. Like he goes, I demand to be called Z, and you called me he or she. So I'm going to go tell the police, and they're going to arrest you. I'm not joking. This is what they're doing. And it's come to America, and it's come to our beloved YouTube platform. I got to be honest with you. I watch a lot of YouTube. But I'm moving away from it. And to be honest with you, I'm uploading all my content to my vid.me channel as well. Matter of fact, let me just show you that right now. If you watch on YouTube, now I tend to market the vid.me one more. I never really had a monetization model for this channel because I knew I would be doing controversial things. And I was pretty sure I would never be advertiser friendly, so that really was never really my goal. But here's my, let me just show you if I can get back to you. See, I have my channel set up on vid.me as well. And vid.me, I get all kinds of great upvotes. I get lots of great comments and people writing to me after they watch my stuff, you know, and it's worked great. I mean, I get dozens or 100-some views, and you know, look, I'm a channel that just started during the election. I haven't really done any serious marketing. I kind of feel like I put it out there, and then eventually I'll find an audience, and they'll go back to see my old stuff, and that's how they'll know that they think I'm awesome. Now look at this. Here's a video somebody put together about how the mainstream media is scripted. And if you don't believe that this centralized corporate control of all the media is having sort of a dumbing down effect on what people are exposed to, and it's letting the big corporations and the government basically program people how to think, then I want you to watch this compilation of local media broadcasts, like the channel, like your local NBC affiliate has the local news at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, right? All over the country. Those are all owned by these same 6 companies. So this is how you end up with stuff like this happening. It's really hard to believe, to be honest.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, a child's happiness is priceless, right? Especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on their birthday.
Hey, look down here. Look, I wanted to tell you something very important. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on his freaking birthday, okay? Just in case you missed it.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially when it comes to their birthday.
Absolutely. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's smile is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
You know, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. You like that?
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Hey, everyone. I think economic factors, they might take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take...
All right, it's too much already, right? I mean, but it's ridiculous. I mean, that's what we're watching. That's what we're watching. We're watching. Oh, my face wasn't in that. Shoot, I was making faces. I didn't realize it was turned off. This is what passes for news, and you wonder why our society's in this groupthink. Oh, global warming is the #1 threat to humanity. Really? I don't know if you know this or not, but let me drop this on you. There's like 1.5 billion humans on this planet right now that don't have access to clean water tonight. Okay? That's kind of a bigger threat than global warming to humanity right now. Okay? It is. Now, I'm not saying global warming's not a threat, and that if it's true that the sea levels are going to rise, that we ought to take a look at that. I got friends that are involved in like the electric car movement. I've got friends involved in government and stuff, and I think it's great that we take a look at that. But you know, the answer to those problems is to provide alternatives to solve the transportation and economic needs of people in a way that doesn't use carbon. Not just to ban carbon, you know, and villainize people who drive big cars. Like if you live in Manhattan and you're single and you're 30 years old and you're bitching about me driving a van, well, keep in mind I've got 3 dogs, a kid, I live 25 miles from the nearest public transit stop. You know, go screw yourself, you know, you and your little Manhattan sensibilities. Your entire little island is surrounded by people that make all the stuff happen that's on your little shelves and all the little things that you use, okay? Some of us have more diverse needs. I've got a sister-in-law that has 13 children out in the Midwest, okay? Oh, should she drive a Prius too, you freaking idiot, you know? Oh, she should have less children. Why? Why should she have less children? Maybe you need to revisit your Bible and look at one of the primary commandments for humanity, like be fruitful and multiply. Anywho, that's my video for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed what I had to say. And just remember, you know, I'm not just whistling Dixie when I tell you this. Turn off your television. And even, unfortunately, I have to say, that is eventually going to include YouTube. And you're going to have to start doing the work to go to more independent channels, more independent areas, like VidMe. Vid.me is awesome. They host all my videos. Here's my channel right here. They're all right here. I've got 600 some viewers, and it's just like my YouTube channel. But I set this up as a backup just in case one day YouTube just goes, oh, we don't like what you had to say about Charlottesville, and they just decide to shut you down. I mean, this is the United States of America, where First Amendment, I mean, it's all under attack. It's all under attack. And I guess that's what I wanted to say. That was my burning message I wanted to get out there today, is you got to start to think about how you're being programmed. And maybe you don't want to do a channel like me, but maybe you wouldn't mind. It's time to start speaking out. It's time to start thinking for yourself. And more than anything I've said today, when you hear something about someone, whether they're a white nationalist or white supremacist at a KKK rally in Charlottesville or whatever, or it's the president, or it's some guy who was like bigoted against transgenders and had to be stopped, or it's some Christian that wouldn't bake a cake for somebody, make sure that you don't form your opinions about somebody or what they did or what they said without taking time to hear what they say about it. Old journalism would put the story like, hey, sources say Cap Weinberger on President Reagan's staff is a child molester. Let's see what he had to say. In a statement, Cap Weinberger, when we contacted him, here's what he had to say. That's ridiculous. I vehemently deny these charges, and they're just being put... Okay, in other words, the media wouldn't put words in someone's mouth and then not give them a chance to respond. That's all they do today. That's all they do. You know, Charlottesville is the hot button topic of the last week. Have you noticed that you haven't really heard word one from any of the people that were supposedly white supremacists at that rally in Charlottesville? I know there was a couple people there with Nazi flags. There's a couple. Let me tell you a great story before I let you go. I used to work with this guy in a printing company about 20 years ago, and he worked out in the more of the manual labor section, and I was in the computer area, but we became friends, or I'd say co-workers, and friendly co-workers. And in fact, one time we had to go to Atlanta on business for a training for a new system that we purchased, and so I had one-on-one with him for a couple of days, you know, in Atlanta. So we got to know each other really well, even though obviously at that time, in the I guess that was like the late 90s, you definitely would have called me like a Newt Gingrich conservative Republican at that time. And he was obviously, an adult man in his 40s, gay. I believe he might have been HIV positive, if I'm not mistaken. Who obviously had a different worldview than I did. But, we were co-workers, and, we were able to have conversations, and I liked him. He was a good man, actually. I believe his name was Lester. He was a great guy. Good guy. And but I remember once in one of those long late night drive conversations, it came to pass that I was telling him about my grandparents and how they lived in Long Beach, California before they died many years ago. And he said, "Oh yeah, I was always in Long Beach for the Gay Pride Parade. That was always a big event." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. They hated that. Like the street would be filled with people, and it's like, why do they have to do this at the beach?" And it was kind of funny. I remember that it was like an issue for them, like if they had to write off that weekend or what have you. And but I told him, I said, I remember my grandmother saying, like, the people were all very friendly, and they were all very happy, and they seemed very nice, and so I was never really scared. It was just inconvenient because of the parking. And he said, and so that was my perspective. And his perspective was, like on those, it used to drive me crazy. We'd have these gay pride parades in Long Beach, and it was once a year, and everyone would, from every walk of life, all different kinds of people. It was like a kumbaya moment, right? And it was really great. But invariably, when you have a parade like that, it will attract the nuts. And so there'd be this one guy always came, and he would be running around with his shirt off, going with a rubber chicken on his head, literally going, bah! Like this guy was like psychotic or something. And don't you know when he said, this is what Lester said. I'll never forget it. He said, don't you know when you go home after the day and you're like, wow, what a great parade. You wake up in the morning, you flip on the news, and there's that, leading the story about the gay pride parade, there's that guy in the rubber chicken. Every channel has this guy going, bah! Like that's the symbol of the parade that we just had. And it's like, if only good people could understand what was really happening on the ground, they would see that the media is really distorting that, and they're making a joke out of it. That's what's happening in Charlottesville. Okay, I know there were some rubber chicken guys out there going KKK. There's a few of those in every crowd, right? But a lot, and this is what the president was trying to say. There's a lot of people there that had nothing to do with that, obviously. And there was this whole other group there called Antifa that literally came there to physically attack and to provoke this national incident, and they have done it. And because they enjoy near myopic control of the mainstream and national media, there's been virtually no one to push back. So I know a lot of people are angry at Trump, and they're trying to say that he supports racists and Nazis. That's so ludicrous. He's been very brave to actually point out that we're being lied to. And that's what I want from you. It's like, when you hear someone being thrown under the bus, you can't rely on the television news, but with YouTube, even with all the censorship and the writings on the wall, it's very powerful right now. Even when they say, like tomorrow night on TV, they'll say, oh my God, President Trump insulted veterans. Okay, and you go, oh my God, what? You know, I would encourage you, when you hear something nuts like that, and it sounds like, why would he say that? It doesn't, look at all this blowback. Why would he say it? You now have the ability to go. And where did he give the speech? At the Foreign Legion, or at the White House, or maybe he gave the speech outside Trump Tower. Maybe he gave it at a rally in Florida. Whatever. You have the ability to go to YouTube, pull it up, and someone, like I think Trump has a channel, but someone will have posted his entire remarks from front to end, and you can listen for yourself. And if you start, don't just do it with Trump, do it with anyone who's villainized in the press, anyone. And if you develop a habit of doing that, like I've done, first-person sources, go hear what the man had to say and compare it about what you're being told that he had to say, and you're going to find very, very, very quickly that you're being lied to. And then when you really start looking around and you start to realize the extent of how bad you're being lied to, you're going to start having a much more critical eye on everything that you hear from these 6 corporations. And I'll tell you what, I saved the best for last. If children are watching, turn it off now. But I'm going to tell you what, it's my mission in life to fucking expose these sons of bitches. And I hope you'll join me in that effort. And that's what we're doing here on I Want You to Open Your Window right now. As small as we might be today, is we're not going to let people get away with lying. I don't care who they are. Okay? That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit more variety this time. Shout out to UDY Pranks. Sorry I kind of pilfered your content, but I really hope that you appreciate why I'm doing it. I'm making your case. I'm trying to wake people up to how these social controls of political correctness and mainstream media sort of oligarchy and like blowing out minority opinions and stuff, and basically getting around to censoring speech, is creating a scary society that I don't think we're going to like how it turns out. I really don't. I hope you enjoyed this video. A little different. I'm dying for your feedback. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Let's keep the conversation going. And remember, buy yourself a Chromecast. You got to get away from these mainstream ghettos, okay? You got to be able to put stuff from independent websites up on your big screen TV, and then you can watch in your living room and disconnect your cable and just connect with other thinkers across the globe in this medium. This is a gift from God if we use it this way. But don't just sit down and flick the remote and let CNN wash over you and think that you know what's going on, because I'm going to tell you right now, you have no idea. All right, that's it for today. I hope you'll come back. Peace.